Welcome back, Wayward Souls at the Double Tap In, episode 64.
Wow. We're flying right along. You believe that shit?
It's nuts. It really is. It's 64, so that's 32 weeks. That's divided by 4. It's like 8 months.
Yeah.
Yeah, because April will be a year. Holy cow.
Exactly right.
Yeah. Wow.
Time flies when you're having fun.
Yeah.
Or something.
Something like that. Yeah. And not that I haven't talked to you or not. I think this is the first time like seeing you virtually, but it's the first time I've seen you since Thanksgiving. So cheers, buddy.
Cheers. Got my extra bitter coffee this morning.
Yeah. I'm not even going to put it, like, you'll see it later, but I'm not even going to pick it up. Like, it's just hot garbage. The coffee I have.
So how do you like your coffee?
Like I like my women.
Without somebody's drinking
it? Yeah. Yeah. I was going to say strong and black, but that's not true at all. Yeah. And nothing against strong black women. Have at it. I like oat milk in mine, and I like some caramel in it.
There you go.
Yeah, that oat milk. Have you tried oat milk in your coffee? What do you put in your coffee?
I've done. I just do cream, just straight cream, or half and half, I should say. Yeah. No sugar, no nothing. I was just a straight black guy, and I decided that didn't fit me exactly, so I need a little bit of cream.
Yeah. I've tried. I actually didn't drink coffee until Rachel. I think Rachel had gotten like a cup of coffee, and I tried it once, and I was like, "Oh, that's not bad." I was like, "What's in it?" And I can't remember what she even put in it then, because it's different than it is now. I feel like how you like your coffee is like the process of how like you drink wine. Like first you start off with something sweet, and then you move to a drier wine typically until you find what you like, and then you kind of settle there. But like her coffee has definitely, like, it was regular coffee with, I know it was caramel and some sort of dairy in it. And then we started drinking oat milk in it. And that is like, if you get the oat, see me? There we go.
How you doing?
What kind of horse shit is going on here? Fuck.
Well, you're not purple, so
and it adds just like this rich, huh?
You see, you're not purple yet, so it's fine.
Yeah. The day is still young. Then we started putting oat milk in, and it just adds like this richness and this creaminess to it that we really liked. And I like it. I like the caramel in it. I like it sweet like that. I don't like sugar or like the sweeteners, but the caramel is
just right. When I worked for Ocean City, you had a coffee pot going pretty much 24/7. The trash out of the picture, and everybody knew
trash off the shelf.
That I liked the coffee that had been in the pot for several hours. You might have an inch left.
Ooh.
I'm that guy. If you can stand a spoon in it, I'm probably okay with it. Yeah, exactly. I'm that guy.
That's disgusting.
Go to work, sheriff's office, and it was always extra large black. If you got the robust or the whatever, the high energy coffee, then that's what I want. If I can hold it up and not see through it, we're good.
Yeah.
We discussed offline that I think the coffee shop who shall not be named is water dependent.
Yeah.
And West Ocean City and Ocean Pines had the best coffee compared to Berlin and Pocomoke. That'll give you an idea of who it is.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just better. And they all knew me. If they saw me come through the door, I got up front. I was when it comes to that, I was very predictable.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. There's a guy that still works in Ocean City that's the same way. Very predictable. Same thing every day, multiple times a day.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So there's the coffee. That wasn't not even a topic.
No.
No. Yeah. So do you want to tell us what today's topic is?
It is an absolute internet sensation right now.
That's what I'm hearing.
Matthew McConaughey goes on the Joe Rogan show. Oh, no, I'm sorry. It is Two Bears, One Cave.
Yeah.
He goes on Two Bears, One Cave and breaks the fucking internet. There it is. He breaks the fucking internet with his tuna fish salad recipe. And I'm going to give him some credit.
Yeah.
Looking over the recipe, watching different people on TikTok, on Instagram, on Facebook make this shit. It seems to be legit. Mm-hmm. So we might as well hop on the tuna train and take it to Pound Town and discuss this shit.
Yeah. And so in our warm up for this, in our pre-show, you had mentioned that it was recently posted on All Recipes.
Yeah, already.
And fun fact, as in recently posted, as in like probably a week and a half ago, November 22nd, it was posted. Yeah. And I think you saw it a month or two ago.
Oh, it's been within the month that he did this, or that it's gained traction on the internet.
Yeah.
Yeah, he starts the conversation with every Sunday he cleans out his refrigerator and makes tuna salad, which I didn't see the correlation when it came down to the nitty gritty of the whole thing. But hey, it is what it is. That's how he started it.
If I had to guess, it would be that as he's cleaning it out, it's I've got, because if you go and look at it, it's I've got an apple I need to get rid of. Yeah, I need to use. I've got corn that I need to use. The frozen peas.
The peas, yep.
Like he's got like it's a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Like I got all this shit left. I got to eat it.
So if you haven't seen it, I'm not a huge fan of Bert Kreischer. I've said it before. I'll say it again. Not a huge fan. Tom Segura, I like him. He's better personality that fits what I'm looking for in a comedian. Anyhow, Kreischer loses his shit when he adds wasabi to his mayo. And yeah, I can understand. That's a hell of an idea. It's don't know why I've never thought of it, because when I have sushi, I cover that shit in wasabi. Why wouldn't I do it for my tuna salad? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So before we get too far along, it's you start with the base. You get your good tuna. Next, you have to watch how much lemon and vinegar you add. Add the mayo mixed with some wasabi, and then the rest of the stuff. Chopped red onions, chopped dill pickle gherkins, crispy jalapeno chips. Now, this is what fucked the internet up, because I didn't understand that crispy jalapeno chips is actually like a fried jalapeno chip that comes in a bag in the chip aisle.
It's like in the salad section, I think. Like
yeah, exactly. Yep, it's a salad topping. That's exactly what it is. And said just to give a little bit of crunch. Then I add some chopped apples for sweetness, a touch of agave, and some frozen, as well as corn and frozen green peas. everybody who's made it that I've seen, with the exception of the first dude I saw who used like regular potato chips, which is still fine, but everybody else made it the way he intended it. The other guy didn't, but he said it was good. He would switch the chips, but everybody just raved about how good this shit is. So when I go, it's all the wasabi paste is on my list, and I got everything else.
Yeah. Actually, I think Rachel just added stuff to our grocery list. Yeah, I think so. Wasabi paste. I'm gonna have to get some tuna. And yeah.
Do you do much with tuna anyway?
Not really. Like outside of sushi, like I'll eat it in sushi, but we don't eat a whole lot of fish here. And if we do, it's typically salmon.
Gotcha.
So
yeah. I try to go offshore once or twice a year. And generally speaking, I have tuna in the freezer all the time. Fresh tuna. Fresh frozen tuna, whatever you want to call it. My version of tuna fish starts with fresh tuna from my freezer. And I cook it, chop it, and then make my tuna salad from that tuna. Now, I'm not saying that's 100% of the time, but I bet it's 90% of the time. I don't think we've had canned tuna for a while now in the house. So in a previous episode, I think I mentioned the tuna pate that one of Jennifer's patients gave her. We do that quite often. Now, to remind the folks that may not have seen that episode, it is tuna, cream cheese, a little diced onion, and a little shot of ketchup all mixed together.
But it's raw tuna, right?
It's cooked.
Oh, okay.
And I do mine in the food processor. So I turn it into an actual pate, And I'm going to tell you, it is friggin' fantastic. Put that out with a pack of crackers, and it's a meal.
Yeah.
It's a meal. Now, if I added the frozen peas to it, I'd cover the vegetable component and really make my wife happy. but it's good. It's tasty. It's quick. It's easy. You can't go wrong.
Yeah, we did. So I know we talked about it a while ago. We got one of the full salmon fillets from Sam's Club and smoked that. Well, I did a dry brine, rinsed that off, and then put it on a rack, put it in the fridge, and let it get tacky. There's a word that they had for it, and I don't remember what it was, but that's what you do. You let it get tacky. And then we covered it with brown sugar. We made a rub for it, rubbed it, and smoked it. And it was phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. We had, because it was the full fillet, and it was Rachel and I and Harper who had I say she had a little bit of it. She ate a lot for a 3-year-old, and she was like much closer to 3. Was she even? She might have been 2, almost 3. Doesn't matter because it's been that long ago that we did it. And she loved it. Oh, look at that! Look at that! I need to get up with him. I need some of that board butter.
Yeah, you mentioned that in the
one of our group conversations.
One of our many
on one platform or another. But then we had so much of it left over of the salmon. I'm like, what the hell are we going to do with this? So I go looking for like a salmon dip, a salmon salad recipe, and find it. Basically, I just took the salmon, the cream cheese. I can't remember if I put onion in it or not. It doesn't matter. But made a smoked salmon dip out of it. That again, you put it on some crackers, and it was like candy. The fish, when you could pull the flake apart, like it was. I don't want to pat myself on the back because I screw up a lot of stuff. But this, I think because it was fish, and I didn't really want to screw it up. I was really watching it. So when it got the temperature, like it was off, it was resting, it was doing whatever. Like it was like a very, let's say, technical cook, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like you cook a brisket, you cook a pool, you cook anything else. And it's like, we're close here, we're gonna wrap it. We're close here, we're gonna pull it, and it'll be fine. This was like there was a timeline for it to brine. There was a timeline for it to sit. And because of we bought it and wanted to cook it in the same day, it was like if it was a 3 to 5 hour brine, like it brined for 3 hours. If it was a rest for like 1 to 3, it rested for 1. Now it still met the criteria along the way, but it was at the minimum of all of it. So I'm sure if you let it go a little bit longer in the brine, it would be more flavorful and it would be better. But we were also on a timeline
and hungry.
Yeah, by the end of it, we were hungry. And so I made this smoked salmon dip with it that was absolutely phenomenal. Yeah, that was the problem. Is it was like, again, it was so much food, like it was so much salmon that if you guys came over for dinner, like we would, like at that point we would have, like we wouldn't have the leftovers because we would have dinner and you would have your little filet, you'd eat that, and then while we're all just kind of sitting around bullshitting, there's like a piece left. We're all kind of picking at it, and it's gone by the end of that. You know what I mean? Yep. So I would definitely recommend anybody that wants to do it to smoke some salmon. It's phenomenal. But it's like it was quite the process.
So I told you that a friend of mine, Jeff, caught some bluefish when he was in the Outer Banks.
Yeah,
he dropped it off at the house just before Thanksgiving. He said, "If you're going to smoke, would you mind smoking this for me?" Yep, not a problem at all. And going hand in hand with that, I obtained a recipe from a local legend who is known for his fish dip, his smoked fish dip, be it bluefish, be it swordfish, be it tuna, be it whatever fish he decided to use. He's known for, he's famous for it.
Mm-hmm.
So I obtained his recipe. I brine said fish. I rinsed said fish. I smoked said fish. I mixed up the bluefish dip, smoked dip, and it was not edible.
Really?
Yeah. So
Wow.
I was told by Roger Steger Jr., who made a batch the day before I did. He said, "Look, man, it's going to be really salty. I'd cut back the brine salt. I would do this. I would cut back on the JO. I would do all this stuff." And I said, "Noted."
Mm-hmm.
So I cut everything in half that contained salt. I should have cut it to a quarter of what it should have been. I gave some. It was going to be the appetizer for Thanksgiving to go with our single fried oysters. And I had to call my mom and say, "Hey, look, this is not going to fly."
Yeah, this is hot trash.
Yeah. So I put it in the refrigerator. I put it in a container, put it in the refrigerator. thinking that letting it sit would maybe mellow it out a little bit. Nope, it did not. It was the hot mess express, and out it went. So I learned, and again, there's never a failed cook. We may think it is, but you're learning in the process. So I learned in the process, and I can see where his recipe is good. I can see where it's fantastic, actually. But the way I did it, that's a no-go.
And how did little Raj do it? Like, did he use the same brine, or
he followed. He sent me a reel on brining and smoking fish, and that is the recipe that he followed. That's the recipe I followed.
Gotcha.
To get the basic brine, that sort of stuff. When we got the recipe from the restaurant, very similar process. So we didn't have to modify that. The ingredients going into it, one of them, JO, is very salty.
Yeah.
So it turned out that we really need to cut the salt out. And in the brine, you've got to have some.
Yeah.
And I just don't think we needed the amount that we didn't need the amount of salt in it that we had or that I had.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. How much salt was in the dip? Like a significant amount, or
for the brine, it was a cup of salt. So as far as brines go,
that's not bad.
It really isn't a lot.
Yeah.
I don't know if fish versus poultry, if the fish absorbs it more. Don't know. And I rinsed it. I did all the steps.
Yeah.
And it was just way too salty. And then when it came time to do the seasoning of it, I used very little JO. And there's JO1 and JO2. JO2 is for steaming crabs. JO1 is for table. Putting on your corn or your French fries or whatever you want.
Is the salt in the recipe, like, once you mix it, is it like to taste, or is it like, was it?
It's everything he wrote down was to taste. And then you add capers on top of that. There's just capers in the recipe, and they're briny as hell anyway.
Yeah.
So it's a balancing act. And I fell the fuck off the tightrope and snapped my neck on the way down. So So after I'm out of the neck brace and can walk properly again, I'll do it again. Just to prove that I can do it, because I remember it in the restaurant, and it's fantastic. So I really wanted to duplicate it, the best I could, and that was a swing and miss.
Yeah.
It took an ass whipping, but learn from it.
Yeah, absolutely. Talking about the brine, I brined. So I did 2 turkeys for work, and brined those, and that brine was fantastic. It was sugar, or it was brown sugar, salt. It was either apple cider or apple juice, whichever one you wanted. Peppercorns. I still have it. What's that? Yeah. Apple juice or apple cider, rosemary, garlic, salt, brown sugar, peppercorns, and it said peel of 3 oranges. Well, I took probably 6 oranges, rolled them, cut them up, and chucked them in there. And then I found a rub with a lot of the same ingredients of brown sugar, garlic, rosemary, thyme. and sage. I'm a bit of a slut for some sage and paprika, and those two, that brine and that rub, just went together so well. And those turkeys they had a beautiful color. Like all the flavors came together. They were fantastic, absolutely wonderful. So
I did my brine for turkey is salt, pepper. Well, I say pepper, it's peppercorns, bay leaves, poultry seasoning, and I'd go out here to the yard and go through Jennifer's herb garden and get my rosemary, thyme, all that. So I have it, strip them off, throw them all in the cooler, add the boiling water, add the ice, do all that shit, and that's how I mix mine up. I don't add sugar in mine. But I think the key is the oranges.
Oh yeah.
And like you said, if it calls for 3, I use 6. And I roll them, I cut them, I squeeze the juice in the water, I do all that stuff, and I think that makes the biggest difference in flavor anyway. Because I honestly believe that in the skin I can taste the citrus.
Absolutely. Yeah, you can taste. So I forgot. I took just a small bottle of orange juice. I took one of those and dumped it in there. And then when I smoked the birds, I took 2 oranges each, quartered them, and put those in the cavity with another like little packet of rosemary, thyme, and sage. And my favorite part of smoking the turkey, the Duke's mayo binder.
Slut for some Dukes.
Slut for some Dukes. Slut for some sage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot to mention this too. I got an orange pepper. I have lemon pepper.
Oh.
I found orange pepper. So that got sprinkled on the outside and inside of the turkeys.
Where did you find that?
At the grocery kitty.
Really?
Yeah, it's in the ethnic section. Where they have I can't think of the name of all the different shit they have. It's green top, white label, red letters. And they have an orange pepper.
Wow.
I've had it maybe a month. It's fantastic.
Yeah, I bet so.
Yeah, I've had it on pork chops, chicken, and now turkey.
Because I do like the Cornell sauce marinade. And after we had talked, I started putting some lemon pepper in there. And that would be interesting to do, like it just is something a little different, the orange pepper. Ooh. Yeah, buddy. Damn it. I'm gonna end up spending a lot more money at the grocery store.
It's $6. You'll be all right.
Yeah.
How many minutes is 6 minutes in your overtime?
Well, it's still 6 minutes. Yeah. Wow. Imagine this, folks. You do chicken wings in that. I was just, oh my gosh.
Is that shit I can never remember.
Yep.
That's it.
Wow.
Yeah, it's the shit, man. It's.
Yep. Thanks, Michael.
You're welcome. You're welcome. At least it's not a smoker this morning.
But the day is still young.
I haven't looked this morning. I got to check my saved items in Marketplace. Some bitch is still there. Fuck.
Oh, so listen. Hang on a second. Which one is it?
That one's killing me, buddy.
The 350. Where is that? The one in
Lewis, I think. Yeah, Lewis.
Yeah.
Have you seen the other one new in the box?
Yeah, for like 500 with pellets.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh,
And folks, this is really what we do all day. We go in marketplace, we look for all this shit, and we send it to each other. Yeah, it's $4.50 now. He's come down.
yeah. Like 350. This is the one in Lewis, right? Yeah.
Yeah, the only problem with that, the one in Lewis, is it's not Wi-Fi.
Yeah, we talked about that.
Yep. And the other one that I just showed you, it's in Seaford, but it's also a 1,500 square inch pit boss. So it's one of the big boys.
Yeah. I can't find that one right now.
But it's also $100 more. But that's without. I'm going to take Noah. He can negotiate.
Yeah.
Because apparently he's better at it than I am. Or take you.
Was this that the Pro Series? Oh yeah, the 450 one. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. It's got the Wi-Fi.
Yeah. Yeah. Man, that'd be a shame that'd look real bad on your back deck.
It would look terrible.
Mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure my wife would shoot me if she came home and saw that. Like actually shoot.
But is she a good shot? I mean, that's what you got to ask yourself.
It's a 50-50 either way. Either she shoots me or she doesn't. And she does know enough that there's more than just one bullet in the gun. So
yeah. Now see your point.
Yeah. 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 Oh, so I was saying when you stepped away and got the orange pepper, imagine chicken wings with that orange pepper, and then doing like an Asian Thai sauce.
Ooh.
Like a sesame Asian sauce.
Yeah. I was sitting here just thinking, what am I going to make for dinner tonight? And Jennifer loves chicken legs. So we bought a family pack not long ago and vacuum sealed them and did all that. I'm thinking that would be good.
Let's
sprinkle some orange pepper.
Let's pause this.
Good idea.
That's going to be the next show, talking about chicken legs. So thanks for joining us. Episode 64. We said we were going to talk about McConaughey's tuna fish salad. We kind of did.
We covered it a little bit. People get the idea. They can search it.
Yeah. Good old recipes. It's on there. We'll try and include it in the show notes. Maybe we will. Maybe we won't. It'll be, just Google it. That's what we got. So thanks for joining us. Come back. We're going to talk chicken legs
for a minute.